Step 3 is to make sure we know our KPIs, especially as it relates to our marketing KPIs, which we all know a KPI is a key performance indicator. So the main things I suggest you have in place, no sense doing any online marketing if you don't have call tracking in place, where you can see, for your efforts, how many calls came in, right? Make sure that you are able to see what your average cost per lead generated is, or your average cost per call, because it needs to be within a manageable level, either from paid search or from SEO or from whatever online marketing you're doing. And once you know, okay, this is my average cost per lead, this is my average ticket, this is my average lifetime customer value, and that cost per lead is ROI positive, then you can scale it up. To the extent that you don't know that number, you're always going to be afraid that you're spending too much. You're like, oh man, I'm spending like $5,000 a month. That's crazy talk. But if you can spend that $5,000, you can generate enough leads to be positive ROI. That's where you need to be. But you need to have this type of basic KPI in place where you can see, and this is our KPI board, something that you can look at and say, okay, I want to make sure I have something similar to this. How much did I spend? And this would be management fees from a company like ours, pay-per-click spend, Facebook ad spend. Like, what's your total investment? And then how many leads came in? And that should be aggregated from, SEO, from pay-per-click, from whatever source it is, so total number of leads, and then an average cost per lead. And then you want to be able to tell where the leads came from, right? So how many came from organic, how many came from pay-per-click, how many came from Google Maps, how many came from web forms. Joe's saying plumbing between 28 and 75. So if you get a $75 or less cost per lead, you're doing pretty good. How about HVAC? Like most of the companies on here is HVAC. So 55 to 125 on HVAC. So Adam's saying when you look at your average cost per lead, do you break it down by PPC and SEO, or is it all marketing spend? So the way ours is broken down, and right now I'm trying to give you guys the high level. Like, at a minimum, you need to know how much you spent, and then how many calls and what your average cost per lead is. If we go to the second page of our report, it does say, so of the 7,200, let's just say $5,000 was pay-per-click. How many of those leads came from pay-per-click? And then what's our average cost per lead via pay-per-click? So that's, you want to drill down. At a minimum, you want to know total spend and average cost per lead, and then you want to drill down by source. So Google local service ads, what was my cost per lead, and how much revenue was generated? Pay-per-click, how much was my cost per lead, how much revenue was generated? So, there's layers to this. At a minimum, we need to know our spend and our number of leads and our average cost per lead. The next layer is to be able to break that down by industry. And then the next layer is to know your true revenue and expense for return on investment figures. So, like if you use Service Titan or House Call Pro, you should be able to say this pay-per-click stuff generated this number of calls and this much revenue. And that's really where the rubber meets the road. It's how much do we actually generate? Well, I hope you got value from that video. If you'd like more ideas, strategies, and techniques on how to really more effectively market your plumbing or HVAC business online, I'd like to invite you to go to plumberseo.net/checklist. There we've outlined the ultimate online marketing checklist for plumbing and HVAC contractors to really maximize your lead flow online. This really simplifies the entire online marketing equation into a checklist that you can easily identify what you should do next and what you could do to really probably double, triple, or even 10x the number of leads you're getting for your plumbing or HVAC business online. So you can get that completely free of charge, simple one-page checklist with a video that explains and kind of walks you through it. Just go to plumberseo.net/checklist. Talk to you soon.